So I thought I'd show you some of the finds I found at the flea market this weekend, and I've already got them sorted in my drawers to be able to photograph, and I'll show you a little bit of my photography. This is going to be a little bit hard since I'm using one hand to do everything, but I thought I would just go through some of it just a little bit for you. So these pieces I've had a while, but this brooch was an awesome find this weekend. Isn't that the coolest thing? I've never seen one like this. I thought I would pick it up and give it a try. It's got a pin that's soldered on 2 points. It's got open backs. Well, that one is foiled. Really nice little balloon style brooch. This one, I believe, is Hollycraft. I'm pretty sure it is. It's an owl. There's a little cabochon in the middle with all the close rhinestones. They did a lot of rhinestones real close with this. Kind of an antiqued gunmetal design. It's not marked Hollycraft unless it's in there tight somewhere, which I just haven't seen yet. Pretty sure it is, but it might be an unsigned one. This was a really pretty one as well. Purple, and then the gold rings, double rings together. This is a pretty flower. This one's a little more modern, probably the 80s, 70s, 80s, maybe even 90s somewhere, but it's so pretty, the purple flowers. Let's see if I can scoot this out a little bit. I almost want to call this an old pawn piece. It is sterling, and it is marked 925, and it has a logo on it, which I'm not familiar with because I'm not familiar with a lot of the Native American or Mexican marks, but it's got, I almost say, a mother of pearl triangle bead in the middle. I found a couple rings. This one is just gorgeous. Look at that beautiful color. It's almost like a fire color. And I believe it's handmade. It is sterling. It's not marked. Sorry for my thumbnail being in the middle here. But I found some gorgeous rings this weekend. So I just put them on my fingers. So this one here is a lapis lazuli, handmade, sterling silver. This next one is so cool. I almost feel like it's an opal, like a raw opal. It's handmade. It has fire to it, and I'm trying to catch it in the light, but it's not wanting to show it right now. It looks like amber, but it also looks like opal in certain lights. And I can't catch that flare. It's mostly on the other side. And then this one, I believe, is not a fire opal, but an opal as well, a raw one. Isn't that the coolest thing? It's handmade. You can just see how they shaped the bezel around the rock. Gorgeous. And then these three are stackable Avon ones, which Avon is popular right now. Let me get this all off my fingers and go to the next drawer. Let's see what we got in here. So these are all finds from the flea market. This is a newer rose gold cuff bracelet. Pretty. It's marked China. It's marked BBJ on the inside. If it would focus. Pretty sure it's BBJ. Anyway, it's a nice, really nice, heavy-duty, solid piece. And then we have this etched bangle. I think it's a Monet. Yeah, it's marked. I usually pick them up if they're marked Monet. Here's another piece, hinged bangle. I like these hinged bangles with the safety chain. I think they've been selling well for me. Beautiful cardinal brooch. This is modern. You can tell by the back. And it is marked. Let me see. It is marked, but I can't read it at the moment. But I think for summertime and Christmas time, this would be really nice. And it would sell well, I think. But maybe in the $20 range. And this one is a nice clay painted, etched, handmade piece signed by the artist, 1993. It's not old, but it's just a really cool artisan piece. Then, of course, Lucinda. I always pick up Lucinda pins. Sometimes they sell for over $20. Sometimes they're a $12 to $15 one. This looks more like a $12 to $15 one, but I'm not for sure until I see if I can find one just like it. The holiday ones always sell well. This is a Lisner brooch. I paid up for this, and Lisner's not that big of a seller, but I wanted to buy something from this one vendor who always holds stuff in the back for me. And it's good to have a good rapport with them and tapi pay up a little bit because you never know what they'll bring you next time. But I bought this so I could get the other ones a little bit cheaper that were of higher quality. But this is still a gorgeous brooch. This one is a coral, you know, your metal flowers. You see a lot of these, but since it was marked, I thought I would get it. Let's go to the bracelet here. This one is so cool. It's just full of bells, and they're brushed gold tone. Kind of does have some wear on it, but it's double layered. It's 2 layers of bells. That's a lot of bells. This one's another good find. It's interesting. It's a Hobey. It's got these etched links, like round links, and a safety chain on it with a push lock here. And all the pearls do have a little wear on them, but it's not missing any pearls. Unbelievable. Then we've got some necklaces. I try to list 5 necklaces, 5 bracelets a day, 5 brooches, and 5 earrings, but it doesn't always work out that way. But that's what, for the most part, that's what I do. This is some freshwater pearl, and this looks like maybe serpentine stone. That's a really pretty necklace. And this one, I can't pass these up. I just love these round, faceted, they're heavy glass, and this one's early. You can see it's on string and with a spring ring clasp. These sell for, I usually try to list them at, it depends on the length and the style, of course, anywhere from $29.99 to $49.99. This one's shorter, and they're all the same size, so it'll probably be more in the $29 to $35 range. This one is gorgeous, and I don't pick up clear rhinestone necklaces too much, unless it has a unique style to it like this. This looks like an Art Deco necklace to me. I could be wrong. Let me look at the clasp. It is an older clasp, older fold over with the 3 little bumps on it. You see that more in the older time frames like 1920s to 1940s. That's what the back looks like. That one's a really cool piece. It looks like it needs a set of earrings to go with it, but that one I'll probably list at $49.99. But I will double check to make sure I'm not too high priced. And this one was very unique. It's got this, I think they would call that it's somewhat of a book chain or a box chain. And it's got this interesting, it kind of looks a little ethnic to me. Sorry for all the noise. Pretty green rhinestones. They just glisten. And it does have kind of an antique look to it, but it is more of a modern necklace, even though it's got a lobster claw clasp on it. And I don't know, I probably list this $30. And I did find some cool earrings. There's some Millefiori and some screwbacks that have a layered leaf on them. These are cool. These are older. I wouldn't want to say they're probably silver. They're not marked silver, so maybe they're not, but look at this shape of that glass. It's probably, yeah, it's probably just glass, not quartz. Nice stone on it. Then these ball bead earrings. I usually do well with them type of necklaces, so I thought I would try the earrings. Here's some pretty hinged, see the hinge, earrings with a, it almost looks like a faux marcasite. They'll probably be a $15 earring. Let's move up to the next drawer and see what we got. If I can pull the drawer open here. Some of this is not all from this weekend, but some of it is. So let's start here. These three little brooches are all by Best. And I thought I would put them all together since they're all seasonal, and you get one for each season, which I thought was kind of neat. Then we got a palm tree brooch and this lovely mesh brooch with this gorgeous, like, I want to say topaz, but I usually put orange in my title because you can't say topaz because it's not really a topaz. It's topaz colored, but we don't normally put colored in the title. So I would just say orange, large orange stone. This is fun. This one with the white one, I'm going to put these two together. Cool. Cool enamel pins. We all love them. And here is some, these almost look like them Hobei, that Hobei bracelet, but it's not. It's just some clip earrings. These are Trifari, and they have the spring clip, they call that, on the back. No, it's Napier. They're pretty cool. And then some green rhinestone ones, but this one was another one I paid up for. This is a Fred A. Block brooch. And if you've never heard of him, you might want to look him up. It does have some darker stones in it, which is bad. But since it's such a high-end name brand, I will still try to sell it. Again, I paid up for it. When I say paid up, I paid over $10 for it, which normally I don't spend over $10 on brooches because they don't sell for much more than in the 25 to 35 range. And some less, some 15. Here's a cool bracelet. Here's a pretty rhinestone bracelet. This is a pretty green. It has three little scalloped stones. There's a Monet, which I could put this Monet with maybe some earrings that might match. And then a little flowered bracelet. I do well with the linked bracelets. And that's maybe just my store. Not everybody's going to. And down here is some more things I found that I haven't put in my drawers yet. This is a beautiful double strand rhinestone bracelet. These are Joan Rivers. I'm debating whether to put them as a set. I'm going to have to look up the price. They might do better. I might get more money if I do them separate. So we'll see. And here's, this one is a goldette, and this one's unbranded, but it's a nice vintage wide linked bracelet. With these, you have to be careful on what size you put, because since your arm is tapered and this is going to go up your arm some, it's always tight on people, and they don't allow for that width of your arm when they're looking at your listing. So please put in the listing, like, I would almost go at least a 1/4 inch smaller to maybe even a 1/2 inch. Kind of put it on your own arm and figure out what you think is the best size. Here is a Walt Disney Infinity bracelet, slider bracelet. And I love these. If they're glass, I pick them up. This is a gorgeous earrings that are flowered that go with it. I'm going to put them together. This is a set by, I believe, Monet. It's newer. It's a bracelet and necklace. And I have some other pieces in here. Oh, here's one of my favorites. This one I paid up for. This was from the guy that put stuff back for me. This is a Vendome. And we all love Vendome. They make such pretty beads. Look at them gorgeous beads. And what else? We have a one that looks like Brighton to me, but it's not marked. so I'm sure it's not. It's probably a knockoff of Brighton, or one that makes similar stuff. Trifari, and then here's some pretty stone lampwork beads. Right here, the purple ones. And another rhinestone flowered one. This one's pretty. It's kind of dainty, but it has a little bit of bling on the bottom. And then a pearl and rhinestone one. And here we have some more. Here's a Kendra Scott. I believe the silver one on the end, the linked one, is a Coro. And this is a big heavy Trifari chain. Look at this one. Isn't that beautiful? Pretty. Here's a cheaper cameo. Thought I would just give it a try. On this side is a heart pendant on a rope chain. It's kind of a filigree heart. It is a little bit older. The chain might be a little bit newer. This multi-layered gold beaded one with gold chain is Liz Claiborne. It's heavy duty. It's nice quality. This one's interesting. This is a nice vintage piece. Everybody likes mesh. And this blue one, gorgeous glass beads. Then we have some twisted green lampwork beads, which are very interesting. And it has a cross on it. That's beautiful with AB rhinestones. And another clear rhinestone one. And here's a whole bunch of bangled bracelets, hinged bangles. Here's a pretty cloisonne. And these I pick up quite a bit. And here's a little bit wider one. Here's some more etched, hinged. This one I kind of like. This is a nice heavy-duty brass one. I don't pick up a whole lot of brass ones, but this one just seemed of nicer quality. Here is a gorgeous rhinestone with, again, Rivoli, like orange or brown rhinestones and clear rhinestones. Isn't that beautiful? Has a rhinestone clip on the push lock. And we have a key charm bracelet with these real big, large pearl balls. And here's a gorgeous, I call that mother of pearl. Might just call it shell. I'm not sure. It does have this little flaw right here, which I didn't see till I got home. Not sure what to do with that. And here's four more. This one here with the cabochons is Sarah Coventry. And the other three are just some other brands, unbranded. So that's the extent of my finds from the flea market, and I thought I would share them with you quickly, and hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some ideas, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for joining me. Alright, we have my photo booth right here, which is just a shelving unit that I have lights put in the middle area, and this is a piece of, I think it's tablecloth material or faux leather, and two ring lights that need to be aimed in. And I use a tall bust, a small bust. These are the rulers I use. I use a penny and a quarter nearby. I do like to use my hand for bracelets and a couple other accessories, and my tape measure, which is important. So I have my jewelry right beside me, and this one is a long one. It's going to look better on the black bust than on the white, but it fits the white bust better, which I really need a taller black bust. I'm going to put it on the black just because it's going to stand out better, even though it hangs on the table. So I'm going to snap a picture from the side. A lot of times I'll snap a picture from the other side. Take it off, get rid of that, and then I usually lay it. I do this, everybody does it slightly different, no big deal. However you want to do it, I take it from on top. I zoom in and get as close as I can to the corners. Then I take it down at an angle like that so they can see the depth. I get in close and take the stones, make sure you get the white beads. I zoom in, get the clasp. You want to show what kind of beads these are. If you don't know what stone they are and you zoom in, that's going to help the buyer who may know what stone it is be able to determine what it is. And then now I need to get the length. So this is going to be hard for me to do with one hand. Okay, so I laid it out with the ruler. I'll snap a picture kind of diagonal, so I take up a lot of the space in the picture, and then I zoom in on the end so that they can see the exact measurement, and of course that will be doubled up, so it's like 27 inches. That's the extent of my necklace. If it has bigger stones on it, I may just put a penny by it and zoom in on the stone next to the penny. And that's it. I'll throw that to the side and put this away. And I grab the next one. This one I'm just going to do a couple brooches, just to give you an idea. So we have these gorgeous little enamel ones that are in pretty good shape. The tips on the orange one do have a little wear, so I'm going to make sure I point that out. But first I take it straight on, then I zoom in like this, and then a lot of times I'll turn them, and I kind of see how it's zooming on the first one, not the second one. I have to kind of adjust my picture for that, and then I turn it so they can see every angle. Turn it this way. Brooches are the easiest to take. Now, since I've got this in view, I'm going to zoom in on the little flaws and snap that picture. And then I take and flip them, and I take an overview of both, and I come down, snap, 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 snap. And the other thing I've done before is used a little prop to prop them up. I don't like flowers, other flowers or other beads or anything else that doesn't belong in the picture. This is white, it's simple, it's just a prop to prop the brooch up, spit it out, and give it some dimension. Now, I don't put anything else in there to make the photo decorative. It's a preference because I just want the person to know exactly what they're getting. Next, I'm going to do a bracelet. Okay, so I put this bracelet on this hand. I could care less about these fingers in my picture. That's not what I'm selling. I'm selling the bracelet. So I just want to zoom in on this bracelet. You can see how just this little tapered angle thing helps prop my bracelet up to show, you know, the width of it and show how it looks from the side. If I lay this straight onto the table, it's just not going to do anything for it. It gives it dimension as well. As soon as I take that picture, or I might take a couple pictures, I will try to prop it like this. And it is standing up. Some bracelets won't stand up, but I try to get down like this and snap a picture, and then I move up and snap an overall picture. And sometimes I will put it on one of these. And for my pictures, this always looks too dark for me, and I always have to lighten my pictures when I do this because the light comes from above and not from so much down below in front. So this looks dark. So I've tried like doing this, and that helps it a little bit. It kind of gives it reflective quality off the different layers. And then I will lay it out flat and do another overall picture of the whole thing so they can see every detail of it. I'll come down and show the width or the depth of it, and then I'll show it from this end to about there, and then like one more like this, And then I zoom in on the clasp. And a lot of times I put the clasp side by side. If it works, it's not going to work with this one. And then I flip it over and I get a snapshot of the back like that. Again, I try to do this on some of them. Like snap there, and then one of the end so they can see what it looks like from both sides. And then over here, I want to make sure I get the maker on it, which this one, you can see it says Trifari, so I will snap that as close as I can get it where it's in focus. Now I need to do the measurements on this, which I didn't do that on my brooch when I was doing that. So now I've laid it out along the ruler, and I will snap the full length, and then I'll zoom in on this area and show that it's like 7-inch, but I'll label this as 6.75 because I don't want it to be too short on them. The other thing I need to do is the width. So turn it this way, and I have these nice little rulers, and I will get directly over it. Make sure you're looking at it from the right angle, because if you do this, it distorts the measurement, or this distorts the measurement. You need to be directly over it where your camera is directly over it. So that shows the width is a little over 1/2 inch. That's it on bracelets. One more, we do earrings. I will take a picture as close as I can to these earrings, about like that. Make sure it's still in focus. A lot of times I will use my little earring stand and snap a picture with them on there. And then I do the back as well, but I do this angle to show the side. I flip them and show the back, and I flip them the other way. Try not to get them in the way of each other. And then this one's a little bit out of focus, so I try to get it in focus. I tap on the screen kind of in the middle of them, and then I'll flip them over, snap an over top view, and then I sit on the side. I lay it on the table and snap and get the back and the other side, whatever side I didn't do. Then I open these up, which I can't do with one hand. There we go. So this other one would be open too. So I want to get the underside to show them if it's got tarnish. I do the side to show them how it's standing, and I do the back side as well. And then I have my handy dandy little ruler that shows the measurement like this. But I also put a penny in there just to show, if they don't get the idea with the ruler, then maybe the penny will help. And if I have any flaws on any of these, I got these nice little pointers that'll point and say it's missing a rhinestone right here. So I'll put that in the description of the listing as well. So that's my photography. I think I've covered majority of the different styles. And again, some of the things like the necklaces I might lay on the pillow and drape it around and drape it back up on the pillow and give it a little more excitement, I guess you can say, rather than your typical bust pictures. But that's how I do my photography. Everybody does it slightly different. The gray works better than white because the white washes it out, but sometimes the gray washes out silver tone. So there's never a perfect way. It's just do it. Just get it done. Get your listings up and sell your jewelry. That's the whole point. Take good, clear photos as close as you can get them. That's my suggestions. All right, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to catch everybody's comment and help if I can. And like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot.